Hello, my loves. Welcome back to another Transform episode. It is just your girl, Sami, here today, and I guess you have to know what Sami. It is Sami Clarke here today, and I am so excited to dive into today's episode. This one specifically was a highly asked recording from you guys of just the tools right now that are changing my life personally. I am on such a journey, and I think that my toolkit always evolves, right? It changes, and we start to see the different tools that we need and the ones that we grow out of and the ones that we need to evolve into. So this toolkit is something that I really thought about in this season that I am using. And as always, the only way that I can share this toolkit is because my mess turns into my message. So the things that I am on the journey of, the things that I am diving into, allows me to find a new toolkit, allows me to reflect more, allows me to look at the things that are really challenging as opportunities to go more in, to dive deeper into myself, to get to know myself more. And in the end, which I'm always so grateful for, and I think is a huge purpose of mine, is to then share these tools with all of you. Because my dream is for no one to feel alone in what they are going through. If I have learned anything, it is that we are never alone in what we are going through. It might not be the exact same situation, even though I imagine you can connect and relate to so many people over the world. But we can also relate on really big emotions that we're all having, and relate on how hard it can be to be a human sometimes, and how joyful and amazing it can be too. But really showing up to this episode knowing that these challenges are opportunities for us to meet ourselves. And the more that we can see them that way, I do think we invite in more peace and curiosity. So before we dive into this toolkit, I want you to just get grounded in yourself. If you are driving, just feel your hands on the steering wheel, but keep those eyes on the road. If you are on a walk, start looking at the different things around you, start tapping into your senses. And if you are seated somewhere, go ahead and feel your body leaning against the chair, your feet on the ground, and just start to feel into the body that you have. And before you step into this episode, I want you to just ask what it is that you need from this episode. And I want to allow your body and yourself to pick what tool feels really exciting for you to try. Because if I have learned anything, and I want to say this so big and boldly, is that there is no way, there is no only way, it is your way. There is no specific tool that is only right for everyone. There is many tools, there's many different type of modalities that you have to figure out what yourself connects to. And the more that you allow yourself to share with you what it likes, I promise it'll be a more seamless process. Working with different people and having different friends, which I'll share a lot of examples too in these tools that I'm using, everyone connects to something different. And you can see that a little fuzziness happens in their belly when I say a certain tool and that one hits for them. And it's important to allow them to come to that moment of what tool actually works. So I invite you in to listen to what tool is going to work for you. Maybe it's going to be a couple and you can note them down. But I'm just super honored to do this podcast and this moment with all of you. So I think let's dive right in. I want to start with the biggest thing that I talk a lot about on here, and that is the somatic experiencing that I've been diving into. And there's many resources that you can hear and listen to of how to understand somatic work or the nervous system. But I want to share less about the education of that and more about what resources and tools I can share with you that you can tap into right now. And what I have learned more than anything with somatic work is the only way that we can move forward is by actually finding true safety in our bodies. When I say the word safety, I want you to think about a time that you actually felt really safe. Safety can feel like you told a friend a secret and she embraced you in her arms and just said, I hear you and I love you. It can feel like someone protecting you, maybe someone in your life who really actually like embraced you and you felt that safety and protection. Or maybe it's a time where you think about a place that provides a lot of safety for you. For me, that's the ocean. So when I'm by the ocean, how I can tell I'm feeling safer in my body is my neck is more open. I feel warmth in my body. Maybe I feel like some nice tingling. I am feeling like I can move my toes in the sand. There's warmth. That's me recognizing that my body feels safe. So without safety, without actually feeling this safety in our bodies, it is very challenging, as I have come to find, it is very challenging to actually take steps forward. It's very challenging to get your mind right when your body is in straight survival. Before I give you this toolkit of these things that changed my life, I first want to say, let's practice getting safe in our bodies. And you might be like, this is the first time I'm even being aware of what that feels like. And that's what we're going to come to notice and recognize and witness. Safety has to come before a solution. So think about this. If I was not feeling safe and I was trying to solve a solution, I was trying to do my work day, I was trying to get a lot of things done, but I was not feeling safe in my body. And I was having thoughts of, what if this all goes wrong? Don't take that step. You're going to mess it up. Don't send in that email. That's a terrible email. Like, what if my mind was just ongoing, really negative, really self-critic? I am not centered in my body. I'm also definitely not safe in my body. What those thoughts are alerting is something in you, it could be an emotion, fear, sadness is coming through. And yourself needs to be there for that part right now. Yourself needs to provide that safety. Like a little kid that's running around saying, I'm scared. You wouldn't be like, go do more things. You would pause and you would be with that child. So this is a practice where you're going to invite in this conversation of safety. And a beautiful example that I can give in my life is when my mind is doing the chatter, I do exactly what I just did right there. I take a really big breath. And instead of judging that I'm having so much chatter, because that just makes the chatter louder, because now we're bringing in a judger, which is just never fun, then I'm going to actually give myself that safety like I would a kid. So my favorite way to do this is to literally take that breath, is to put my hand over my heart, personal touch, and allow myself to actually like be with this moment, be in the present moment, be with my body, be with this scared part that's coming through. And I like to look at these thoughts in my head, the ones that are running in circles, and look at them as a part. Look at a little kid running around in my head. And for me to hand over heart and just look at them and saying, it's all okay. It's all okay. Like when you tell someone that it's all okay, like it's going to be okay, there's already like a relaxation in the shoulders. So it's being the adult to that inner critic of it's all going to be okay. And then from there, you can either dive into a little bit of parts work and ask what it needs. That's one of my favorite things. What do you need right now? And the part might say love. It might say a pause. It might say for you to calm it down. And this is important for you to not be more scared of your fear, because when we're scared of our fear, it gets bigger. And that's why when we ignore it, it just keeps coming back. And so this is a pause and a moment that you're having with yourself of saying, we are okay. We are actually so safe. We are so held. So whatever you need right now, I'm going to give that to you. And then we're going to actually be able, from a more regulated place, go and do those things, solutionize our life, because I have safety. You're coming from not survival. You're coming from a safe place to actually solve the problems in your life. if you are listening and curious about this check-in process, this is a moment where it might take practice. So when you first have that pause and that breath that I mentioned, and you're asking what part is here, there might be 8 different voices that come through. It actually might get really heightened and more voices might all of a sudden appear. I just want to normalize that so deeply, because this could be even for the first time that you're actually separating yourself from these thoughts. Because let me just say this, you are not them, but they do arrive for a reason. They arrive for an opportunity for us to meet ourselves in a way that we need to heal these parts that are trying to protect us. So when a part, maybe 8 are coming through and they have a lot of voices, I think you can just ask which one would like to come forward. And again, this might feel like a really silly process, but I invite you to just lean in. I invite you to know that you are separate from these thoughts. And I want you to just ask whatever one is the loudest. I'm gonna literally be with you right now. And if there's more that comes in, you just let them be there too. It's like truly trying to manage a family. That's why it's called internal family systems. You're literally managing a family within yourself. And these are all just different parts that have been curated over the years of us being on earth and you just being you. So maybe you invite in a part. Let's see if I can do this on myself. This might be helpful. Okay, so if I close my eyes and I invite in a part, and right now fear comes through, and I would say, okay, what is this thought saying? This thought is saying, like, you're doing such a bad job. You probably should stop. No one's listening. And while my hand's over my heart, I'm going to ask this part, how long have you been here? And this part's going to say a really long time, because it just said that. And then I'm going to ask, where are you living in my body? And it's living in my chest, which I can feel. It's a little bit tight. And I just can breathe into it, hold space for like knowing that it's living in my body, and that's okay. But just like, how can I just be with it? And then I'm going to ask it, what do you need right now? And what it just shared with me is it needs reassurance and love. And this is a moment where I can say to it, I know you're scared. I know you feel like you don't want to be judged or you don't want to do things wrong, but we are here for a specific purpose and we are here to share our hearts, and that's the best we can do. And may this reach everyone it needs to. And that is the practice of almost this like reparenting, but being there for our parts that just need to be held and validated. And if there's more that comes through, again, this will be the practice. It's not going to be one and done. It is going to be, Gabby Bernstein, who literally talks about this work so much, says she does it like 10, 20 times a day. It is an ongoing process, but you start to actually feel those parts ease way quicker. So right now I can connect with one voice rather than 20, which was definitely a time for me and still happens. But that's also our system saying, hey, I'm in overdrive, I'm in overwhelm. So what am I going to do? I'm going to create a lot of frantic energy up here. And that's why it's important to do this work, because right now already, my body is calmer. My body is more in itself, that I can actually speak my truth and I could solve a problem if I needed to. I hope that feels good and makes sense. I'm, again, just so here to talk about these things, but this is a practice. So give yourself the most grace, prioritize it, see what works, but you be your own parent to you and create that safety within yourself. Okay, let's dive into, now that we are feeling that safety and we are aware of it and we're noticing it. Now let's dive into some of the toolkit things that I'm using right now that are changing my life, truly. A lot of them are the same, but there are some new ones in there that I'm really excited to chat about. I actually think I'm going to chat about one of the biggest ones that is changing the game for me right now, and I call it my GAD walks, GAD, and it's gratitude, affirmations, and dream. And I do this constantly now. I am obsessed with it. Talk about getting safety in your body. Being outdoors and walking is one of the greatest ways for us to get present, for us to actually, I love to call them like the wonder walks, where you get to see the flowers, you get to smell the senses, you come into your senses at the end of the day is what these walks are for. But the GAD walk which I'm like so excited. If you guys try these, you have to tag me and let me know. The GAD walk is this, and this is going to bring safety and it's going to bring expansion. So the safety comes from gratitude. Gratitude is also one of the biggest ways that we can come back into our bodies and come back into the present moment. So I start with gratitude on my walk. I will start to really think about what I'm grateful for. I don't really let myself go like, I'm grateful for coffee. I'm grateful for blah, blah, blah. Like, I love coffee, but I'm like, let's go into details. I am grateful for this cup of coffee that I got from my barista this morning, who was so kind. Let me just say, he smiled. And then when I got my cup of coffee, it was so warm, had kind of a caramel taste to it. And I seriously felt it like soothing my body. That's the type of gratitude I want you to lean into, because you're sensationally, again, bringing that awareness and noticing what it feels like for things to feel good, which our body needs to feel and we need to notice, because then then our mind is like, okay, got it. We're feeling good. This is safe. We can do this. So gratitude. There is no limit here. You guys could say 10 gratitude statements. You could do it for 5 minutes. You could do 3. It really is how long you want it. I like to do 5 max. And again, I'm going into deep detail. After gratitude, then I go into appreciation. This one is huge. It is really hard for us to say things about ourselves that we like. Maybe we have like a couple that are on repeat, but then you go beyond that and you're like, why can't I think of another thing? At least that's how I feel, and a lot of my friends when I talk to them feel. So appreciation and practicing what you appreciate about yourself is such a huge way to get into our bodies, to feel good, and to love ourselves truly. And again, this is a practice. You might feel a little resistance towards it, but I'll pick those 3 to 5 appreciations that I love about myself. For example, the one this morning, let's see, I said, I appreciate how much I care about others. This is something that maybe I would be hard on myself about because I care so deeply about others, but I decided to churn it and reframe it and being like, no, this is such a positive, awesome thing that I deeply care about the people in my life. So it's really diving into what you appreciate about you. Okay, that one's a big one. Then we're going to go into D, which is dreaming. This one is one of my favorites because I feel like when you get safe in your body, it allows you to dream from a place of expansion, of limitless. And this walk that I take, I personally love to take it by the beach. I'm so grateful I live by the beach. And I will walk through random neighborhoods. I take different walks around my neighborhood, but I will look at different things that I want to be a part of my life. So for example, I want a future family. I saw the other day this woman on a golf cart with her kids, and the golf cart was sick. Like, it was like pimped out. I loved it. But the moment was I saw that I wanted to have a golf cart with my kids, and the only way I could see that is because I was walking and dreaming. And so allow yourself to notice things you want. So even if it's down to, I see these pink flowers, these roses, I dream of having roses in my front yard. You're starting to recognize what you like and allow yourself to manifest in ways from that safe place, and it's going to change your life. So take a GAD walk. They are my favorite, and again, does not have to be a certain amount of time. You can do it for as long as you want, but they are changing the game for me. So that's one of my toolkits that I'm absolutely obsessed with. Another tool that I will forever use and I'm constantly using is obviously my form of meditation. I think meditation, in whatever form works for you, there is not one way, is about just sitting and pausing and meeting yourself and asking what yourself needs before you enter a full day of a lot that's going to be out of your control. So my favorite forms of meditation right now is I'm using a lot on the Form app that Nikki Novo is doing. She has been one of my soul leader teachers for almost a year now, maybe even longer. She's changed my life, and now she's on Form. And I'm truly like plugging that because she is so incredible and everyone needs her. She allows you to step into this future self, this self that you dream of so much. And her meditations and visualizations really allow yourself to step into that. So it can be 5 minutes long, 15 minutes long, truly whatever feels good for you. But meeting yourself for those minutes is so important, to ask what you need, to invite in what the universe is trying to share with you, maybe what you need to know for today, and for you to be your best self. Another tool that I'm obsessed with actually starts the night before. So journaling is obviously a huge thing in my life, and I love to change my journal routine. Side note, we are creating a new form journal, and be ready, she's going to be yummy because we need like a volume 2 of a whole other level. But journaling has changed my life. Just being able to reflect is very important. If we continue to keep going without reflecting and understanding what we want and pausing with ourselves, asking questions, I feel like we can just not actually connect to what's right for us. So I have a nighttime journaling routine that I'm doing right now. It is, what am I grateful for? And I just list 1 to 3 things. Gratitude is such a massive tool that I use forever and ever because it literally is scientifically proven to help our mindset. I say, what am I proud of me today? So you pick one thing that you're proud of. This is, again, showing your body that a lot actually went right when a lot could maybe be going wrong. And the last one is, what do I want to release before the next day? I love this one. It's recognizing maybe there's a pattern or something that you're doing habitually that is not serving you, or maybe it's a person and you're seeing that they're taking up a lot of energy in your life and you want to release their energy away from yours. Whatever it is, allow yourself to release. And those journal prompts have been such a game changer for me to wake up and feel my best. Okay, another awesome tool that I'm using, this one's kind of fun and different. I have been really resisting responsibility, and this sounds really funny, but sometimes I'm like, I am so over doing the dishes. I'm so over taking my supplements. I'm so over doing the laundry, making my bed. There's just like a lot of human things that we have to do. And I definitely am always doing my best to say we get to do. And that's such a practice. But I realized these responsibilities are going to be with me for my whole life. So how can I have a better relationship with them? And so I decided to romanticize a lot of my responsibilities. And again, these are just examples on my behalf, but for my supplement routine, for example, I have many supplements that I like to take and are so good for me, but boy, sometimes I don't really want to do that right now. So I decided to romanticize it. So I got a really cute glass. It's like blue with like flowers on it. And I put sparkling water in there. I'll put a little cranberry juice, a little aloe vera juice. Like I'm making like a little cocktail to now take all of my supplements. And I also want to get like a really cute supplement container. I know Sam has one and it was so cute and it inspired me. But anything that romanticizes these things that we have to do but get to do, these responsibilities that make it more of a fun moment. Pick your favorite mug, pick your favorite glass to now be excited about taking supplements. And this sounds like a really weird tool, but I'm telling you, it has allowed me to actually like more of my responsibilities. Another example is doing laundry. I put on a certain playlist that is really fun and playful and one that I've curated. And when I put it on, I am singing out loud. I am laughing. I'm like feeling this energy that puts me into an excitement and more of a fun energy to do freaking laundry. So try the tool. I'm obsessed with it, and romanticize your life. I want to share a couple of songs that I love to tap into after I do that expression that I mentioned. And again, you can do a meditation or you can do some music. I also love to play these at the top of my day. The first one is I Am Light, and it is by India Ari. Anything that she does is magic, but that song, I highly recommend listening to it. It's pretty angelic and it's pretty human-like what I'm speaking to, and I absolutely love that one. Also, any song by Beautiful Chorus. they have a lot of really beautiful, even just like humming and rhythms for you to get more regulated in your system. So that is absolutely one I love. And then the last artist I love, her name is Ellie Stiles, and she's another one that I've been listening to, and she kind of does her own little rhythms that just like bring you energetically into a more grounded place. I think I'll curate a little playlist and I can share it with you guys too, because music is such a helpful tool for our bodies and for ourselves to really get grounded and to feel good. So I'm excited for you guys to jump into those. All right, my loves, I'm going to share one last tool that I believe is really helping change the game for me, and is another journaling tool. This tool I learned from, I can't remember her name, so I will link it below, but she talks a lot about how we store emotion in our body and how we need to express it. And I had a lot of questions on the Hoffman process of how to express emotion if you don't go to the Hoffman process and maybe learn how they do it. And I loved that question because I totally understand. One of my favorite ways that I've learned from this woman of how to express emotion is actually through journaling. So she has you pick a prompt. It could be an emotion that you're feeling, say it's fear. It could be a certain situation in your life that you can tell is taking up a lot of energy in your body. You pick it, you name it. It could be from the past, it could be in the present, whatever it is. And you write at the top that topic. And for 20 minutes, you put on a timer for 20 minutes and you write. And you write to that topic. So even if I was writing to fear, I could be like, fuck you, fear. Like, you need to get out of my head. I am so over you. Why are you always here? I'm so mad at you. Get out of here. Like, you're just letting yourself say whatever. No one is going to read this. No one will ever see it. No one has to know what you put on that page. But this is a form of true expression. So this is a form of you allowing yourself to say everything that energetically needs to come out of you. And what you're going to start to see as you start to do this process is you'll go through a journey. Like, you'll be angry, then all of a sudden maybe you'll be like, oh, compassionate towards this fear. Then you'll maybe have a memory. Then you'll maybe bring up different times in your life you felt fear. Whatever it is, this journaling routine for 20 minutes straight is going to let that expression happen. And there is no judgment allowed. This is literally whatever is on that page. If you want to say F you 40 times, because that's what's coming through, let it out. I was just doing this with my girlfriend who is working through a personal stage in her life of trying to get pregnant, and she was sharing that she has a lot of energy in her and sadness and all these different emotions. And I was like, you need to get that out. Not in a way of like, I hate this, but in a way of like, it is energy and it is now storing in you. It needs to be released. So this beautiful piece of paper or on your computer, whatever feels good, for 20 minutes, let it the F out. Just let it out. I do this like once a week. If you want to do it more, because this one's really speaking to you, you could do it every day. It's really up to you. And then they share to do some gratitude after, because maybe you let a lot out that you want to go into either a meditation or a song or gratitude that makes you feel good. And I highly recommend diving into this, and then shred the paper after or delete it. Like, you don't need to see it ever again. The energy of even shredding the paper is also an expression that's like really letting some energy out. So those are some of the tools that are absolutely changing my life right now. I hope some of those resonated. Again, pick one and be religious with it for 2 weeks. See how it feels. Pause and notice, reflect at the end of the day how this tool is helping you, even if it's by a single notch. You don't need to be brand new, but you need to recognize that, oh, it did help me a little bit. And that is enough. That is enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, this little solo with me. I really enjoyed it. And as always, I want you to know that you are never alone in what you're going through, and we are so human. So giving yourself that grace, inviting in that whatever challenges are coming through are opportunities for you to meet yourself more. And that is what we are here to do. That is how we curate our dream life. That is how we exist and be who we are meant to be. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next Transform episode.